we're going to do in this video is give you an alternative approach to looping through our same script. So before, in this exact same script, we created a variable and then increased that variable dynamically in order to find the fields within Excel and send the data to those corresponding fields. What we're going to do now is delete all those old actions of adding the variable and deleting the variable. Now in our looping action, once we go to send the value to a particular field, the row number that we're going to create, we're going to go into the expression builder and go into loop and mark it as current loop number. So seeing that we're on current loop number 1, Foxtrot's going to automatically send the value to cell A and cell 1. When Foxtrot is on loop 2, Foxtrot will send it to column A, row 2. So what we're going to do now is go through and replace all of our row designations to the current loop number. Now that we have that, Foxtrot will be dynamically sending its own variable to Excel in different positions. However, we do have to encounter one minor problem that we might have. The benefit of this is removing steps from your script. By creating a variable and increasing a variable, every single rotation through the script, you're adding 2 additional steps. So here, Foxtrot says the variable row number does not exist. Now, we didn't account for this because we deleted our variable from the previous script. But what we did was when we created the formula in Excel, we still left the row designation as the current row number, which is no longer a variable. So here we're going to delete that out, and we're going to replace it with the current loop number token that we did in the other steps. Now we'll click OK to save our action, and then we'll go ahead and restart our script. But we still have to account for that one problem. As soon as we play the script, you'll be able to see what that problem is right off the bat. So we'll close down our spreadsheet. And we'll recreate our spreadsheet. And Foxtrot populates our form. However, because loop number 1 put the data on row number 1, we removed our title headers from our Excel spreadsheet. So what we're going to need to do is, instead of sending it to current loop number, we're going to have to do a formula to increase our current loop number by 1. So now we're going to go into our send value action, and we're going to edit. And under row, we're going to remove the current loop number, go to our expression builder, go to formula, and we're going to do some math. So we're going to do an add formula. In step number 1, we're going to add our expression for current loop number. So the current loop number right now is value is 1. So we're going to want to take that and add 1 to it, giving us 2. So we'll populate that and then copy what that token is and place that within our row designation. So now we'll go to each one of our steps, edit the row number, and place that formula that we have just created. So even in our formula that we're going to be doing within Excel, we also need to designate that information. So the data that's being sent is also being fixed. And then we go into our row number and replace it again and click OK. So now Foxtrot will take that dynamic variable and add a number to it every single time. So it will place the very first row of data on row number 2 and go through that script row after row. And there we go, and you see as Foxtrot carried through exactly what we wanted it to. So now what we're going to do is we're going to imagine that we have over 100 steps in our script that had the current loop number within it. So if that information were to have changed, we would have to go back and alter over 100 different actions that had that token within it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to create a variable with that token as the value. So if at any time we need to change that value, we only need to change what the variable is worth, and Foxtrot will change that variable throughout all 100 plus actions. So in the Data tab, we're going to go into Data, and we're going to create a variable. And you could name this variable anything that you would like. We're going to change it to number for the type. And we're going to put our value as being the formula that we created in order to get that specific row number. So now that that variable has been created, we're going to go through and set the variable and the value of that variable to that formula that we created. So now if we needed to change all 100 plus of those actions, the only thing we would have to do is create a new value for that formula and then input that value into our variable, and Foxtrot would instantly replace it with all of the other variables as well. So we'll then mark to remove the variable at the very end of our loop. So now we'll create the variable, and we're sending, instead of the formula, we're sending the value of that variable. And then also in our formula that we created to go into Excel, we need to copy that out and put that as the variable name. So that way even those can get changed dynamically through Foxtrot. And the notation that we're making here is now you only need to change the set variable action, and all the other actions will follow suit because of the fact that you've set the value to be the value of that variable. So now when we close everything out, reset our script to the beginning, and Foxtrot will take everything and fill it in according to what we have scripted. So now what we're going to say is a change occurred, and now we need to change our row number from row number 2 to row number 3. So all we have to do is change that one number within our formula. So I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in again, and stay tuned for more videos.